counselor. Thanks for joining me here today. Today I'm going to review a concept from ACT, Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, as well as parts of DBT, Dialectical Behavioral Therapy, and it's a concept called radical acceptance. It helps us reduce our suffering in the long run. And to do that, we want to be able to differentiate between pain and suffering. So to start, we're going to take a look at our handy-dandy whiteboard to help me explain. So here, when we deal with pain, pain is inevitable. Pain are the feelings that we experience in response to life situations and circumstance that are unfair. So naturally, we might feel feelings of shame or sadness or guilt or anger in response to what's happening. But what leads to suffering long-term is our non-acceptance to the feelings from the situation. So non-acceptance is when we get stuck. It's a feeling of stuckness, it's a feeling of unfairness, and ruminating our thoughts going in circles about what we can't control and how unfair the situation is. If we stay in a non-acceptance place, that could definitely ruin our day, weeks, and even lives long term, because we get stuck in those feelings of deep pain, which leads to suffering. Now, from the concept of ACT or ACT, the goal is to reduce suffering so we can live our value-based life and actually accomplish our goals and focus on what's actually important to us. So instead of the non-acceptance, we want to move into a place of radical acceptance. So I'm not saying that we should just roll over and accept any negative situation that happens to us. What I am saying that in order to be more effective, we need to properly accept the feelings that we're experiencing, being accepting and compassionate and non-judgmental of the feelings that come from the situation. So when we compassionately respond to feelings, and we move into a place of radical acceptance of those feelings, we're then able to be more effective in handling and even getting out of the unfair situation, leading to long-term reduced suffering. So to help understand this concept, DBT uses a little story to help us understand it. So DBT has a story where there's a man who gets wrongly convicted of a murder, and he's sentenced to life in prison. And we can think about what his life would look like if he were to not accept his feelings or the reality of the situation. This person might try to sleep all the time. He might give up. He might think about wanting to die. And it just would be a very ineffective, unfulfilling life. But if he were to truly deal with and accept the feelings of pain and suffering that this situation is bringing about, he would then be able to compassionately respond and be more effective in getting out of the situation. So for him to radically accept the feelings from the situation, he would need to get up, he would need to make phone calls, talk to lawyers and organizations, make friends, make a life in order for him to be more effective in engaging in a life that's more valuable to him. So that is kind of a story to help us conceptualize the radical acceptance, and hopefully you can apply it to your own life, and you can think of situations that you might be in that's you feel a real big sense of stuckness or unfairness, thinking about how we can apply that to help us be more effective and actually live a value-based life. And that, in a nutshell, is the radical acceptance skill. And I hope you can apply it. I hope it's useful. And if you have any questions or comments about anything I talked about today, please feel free to reach out, like, comment, message me directly. I'm happy to talk with you more. Thank you so much for joining me today.